Okay, today there's actually big news. Caroline Ellison's sentencing memorandum just came out. And Caroline Ellison was obviously the CEO of Alameda Research and pled guilty to 7 criminal charges, including wire fraud and securities fraud. And her charges carried a maximum sentence of 110 years. But she is currently asking for a sentence of 0 prison time. She's just asking for a sentence of time served, as well as 3 years of supervised release, which is basically, I think, just like hanging out at home, but hopefully you don't do anything criminal again.
I would do the same personally, but let's rewind. The entire FTX saga was her fault.
I agree. I
So,
personally think she was nearly equally as culpable as Sam Bankman-Fried. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this, Louis?
I would like to start this by saying that I don't wish prison on anybody.
I
And
agree.
I just hope she doesn't go to jail. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't do anything for anybody, but she should probably go to jail.
I'm in the
It's
same camp
unfair.
where I'm not. Yeah. I mean, I'm in the same camp where I'm not someone with pitchforks that's ever been like, all I want to see is Sam and Mishinsky and Caroline rot in prison for the rest of their lives. I'm not in that camp. But just seeing as Sam did get 25 years in prison, which is such a substantial portion of your life, it seems just deeply unfair to me for her to be able to get off scot-free just because she cooperated with the government and testified and ratted against Sam Bankman-Fried. So
She's not getting away scot-free whatever happens, because the ordeal of just going through sentencing must be so incredibly nerve-wracking. I can't even imagine going through that.
I mean, she can handle some mental anguish. She
Sure,
deserves
but
that.
it's like, okay, isn't this the consequences of your actions?
Sure, her life is ruined. I'm sure she can't get a job from here on out. There's an argument to be made that even if she gets no prison time, she's being punished in her own way. But I'm like, the same arguments can be made for Sam Bankman-Fried, but he did get actual prison time. So I'm just kind of like, make it fair, make it make sense.
make it
That's
make
my.
sense. So what do you think is a fair sentence,
I
given
mean,
that
because
she cooperated? Like, you're the
right.
judge, okay?
And
What?
I can understand that the government is obviously, and the judge wants to incentivize people in cooperating against the big fish in these sorts of scandals. I would understand a lightened sentence or a reduced sentence. To me, going from facing 110 years to facing 0 prison time is wild. Sam obviously didn't get the maximum, he got 25 years, but I would say Caroline was nearly equally as culpable, and she was the CEO of Alameda Research, and she was the one
Well, the
was actually,
losses are her fault,
yeah, the
and
losses
she
are.
conspired with Sam to cover it up.
She did. And I think she's playing the whole oh, I was in over my head because I was under the influence of Sam.
And
But either
she
way, I think
ran to the feds as fast as possible.
she did. So I mean, I would say if
Not a
Sam
big
got
snitch,
25
though.
years, I feel 10, not that I want to see anyone get 10 years. I don't think 10 years is really,
We've caveated that. All right, Judge, where's
yeah,
your gavel? How much are you giving?
maybe 10, half, no, nearly half of what Sam got seems fair to me, maybe. But
She's a cooperating witness. You got to cut it more.
I mean, I think the government does. The government's probably going to give her 0 time. But I mean,
No, I don't think
10
so.
would seem fair.
I don't think so. I think she gets time.
You think she'll get time? Okay,
Yeah.
everyone, let's take a bet. Audience, chat. What do you think Caroline is going to get? I actually think she might get off scot-free and get 0 prison time. And I feel like a lawyer that I spoke with said that that was possible.
When it comes to witnesses that put their neck out on the line and testified at trial, they can be very generous with those reductions. They want to reward that kind of behavior.
And I've heard from many people that it's very likely that they'll get out of this with no prison time. Does that seem like a high likelihood to you?
It does. It depends on the quality of the cooperation. If you testify at trial and put your neck out on the line and subject yourself to cross-examination, and you help the government fill in critical gaps in the case, I think in this case, it's a very good possibility.
But okay, so you think she'll get a couple of years. I think it's very likely she gets no prison time. But
Shall
I
I
will
keep
say
my
that,
prediction? I have the gavel. Shall I tell you what I think? I think she gets
yes.
3.
Okay. I mean, that seems more fair than 0 to me. I will also note that Ryan Salem was an FTX executive, and he's been tweeting very openly and vocally that Caroline is more guilty than SBF. And he was also obviously knows more than most of us on the outside do. If you want to know how fucked up our justice system is, watch how little time Nishad and Caroline get after lying to save themselves. So he claims that they were lying throughout the trial. He also said that SBF didn't lend me money from Alameda Research. Caroline Ellison did, plus Dan and Can's son, the lawyers. Why is she not in trouble for campaign finance fraud? Caroline is about to teach us that the best approach is to steal everyone's money and then lie about it until you're free. So that's an FTX executive's take on this. He's going to be in prison sometime soon. Caroline Ellison's sentencing is September 24th.
Nishad is October 30th, and Gary is November 20th.
Okay.
An aside on all of this stuff, I've actually met Ken Sun. I think he's the smartest lawyer I have met.
Really?
And I've met my
Wow.
fair share of lawyers, and this guy is very sharp.
And maybe I'll just do a separate video on this and add on to the Caroline stuff, because I will read some of her diary entries that were included in her sentencing memorandum, but I'm not going to force you to
Ooh,
sit through that. So
they're in the
maybe I'll
sentencing.
just-
That's hot.
I know, very spicy. If you wanted to move on to what you wanted to talk about, we can.
On the FTX side, we have so much administrative work to do buying claims that we are going to stop buying convenience class claims next Wednesday. So on the 18th of September, if you can upload your claim, you have until 18th of September to do so. After that, you're on your own, baby.
Okay.
It's good luck to you. When considering whether or not to sell your claim, obviously, if there's two things. If you don't need the money, don't sell your claim. If you are worried about getting your distribution because you live in a difficult jurisdiction to send you the money, that is a good reason to sell your claim. I've changed my mind a lot on that.
Well, wait, so are you unpausing?
No, we're not unpausing. What I'm saying is a good reason to sell your claim is, holy shit, how are they going to send the money? I am from China. How are they going to pay me?
And it doesn't sound like they're paying USDC. If
they pay in USDC, I think it's worse. Because remember, in Celsius, the distribution agent was Coinbase and PayPal. PayPal was like, we won't pay anybody outside of the United States. And Coinbase was like, well, we'll think about it. And then they were putting people in difficult jurisdictions to the back of the queue. And a lot of those people haven't gotten their money yet. And it's been 9 months.
Wow. I mean, I didn't have to deal with that because I'm a US customer, so I got my money through PayPal. But yeah, I didn't have to deal with the Coinbase nightmare that some people had to deal with in Celsius. And that might be the case if you were getting paid out in USDC in the FTX case. Whereas, I mean, I guess if you were to sell your claim to FTX creditor, you'd be able to send USDC to whatever wallet address someone
Doesn't
wanted.
matter to us.
Right. So, I mean, it is an option out there for some of you. If anyone does want to sell their claim, I do have a referral link that I will leave linked down below.
Highly recommend using the referral link.
My referral link. In case you've never heard of me before, I've been independently covering fraud and bankruptcies in the crypto space. Because of this, I know a lot of people who follow me or might recognize me were once customers of FTX. Well, that's where FTX Creditor comes in. FTX Creditor will buy your FTX bankruptcy claim and pay you immediately in USDC. FTX Creditor has actually bought more FTX claims than all of the other claims buyers combined. FTX Creditor even buys small claims as low as $1,800, all the way up to claims as large as $10 million. So if you're interested in selling your FTX claim for immediate liquidity or in selling your Voyager, BlockFi, or Celsius stub, you can go to ftxcreditor.com or contact them on Telegram at @FTXCreditor or on X at @FTXCreditor_com. So is there any more you wanted to say on that? So you said you were pausing on
we're stopping convenience class. Everybody else, this case is going to last for so long that we're open for business.
Okay. But also, obviously, if it doesn't make sense for you to sell your claim, then I'm not trying to argue for you to do so. I love Lou. I'm glad we've become such good friends.
Me too.
Talk to you soon. Bye.